doing this now?
No, it's not. I mean, we're technically recording. I don't know if we started
If
yet.
I just keep... Oh,
Now we're rolling.
We're rolling. Okay,
So,
good to know.
back to making fun of Helio a lot.
G'day.
G'day. How are you?
Oh, I'm so good.
Okay, you were just telling me a story about making fun of Helio.
Yeah.
How? Explain.
Well, you know, I've been teammates with the GOAT,
Yes.
Scott Dixon.
I've heard of
for a while. Yeah, you may have heard of him. And when you give him a bit of he doesn't quite take it quite as well as Helio.
Okay.
So what I do with Helio is I like to make granddad jokes with both of them, right? And Helio's, I think this is his 25th Indy 500.
That sounds slightly high, but it's in that realm.
It is, because he said it 25 times. Like, it was crazy.
Okay.
And this is my 24th year around the sun.
Right.
So I was just giving him crap about how, like, can he see further than his nose, sort of thing, you know, because his nose is quite large anyway. No, this is terrible.
Does he wear glasses in his helmet?
He doesn't wear glasses, but
should.
You can't say anything that would offend him, and that's why doing an interview with him is just the best.
But so, like, is that just knowing you as I do and the competitive nature that you have, the fact that he isn't reacting, is that making you just want to keep pushing a little further until you find the breaking point?
Oh, mate, I was just having fun with it. The thing is, I don't know where any of these interviews are going.
Yes.
Like, who knows? Perhaps it's going to be like a big deal. Like, it's going to be a headline at some point, a joke that I've made. That's the worry.
That's
right?
the concern.
Every single interview I do, I ask Rory, have I just cancelled myself? Because my memory doesn't extend further than the last 10 seconds.
Right.
The last question.
Right. You might not be canceling yourself, but you do realize he is also one of your bosses. So you could be making yourself unemployed.
Yeah, that would be quite a story, wouldn't it?
Driver fired over unwelcome dig at team owner.
Well, I mean, if there's a way to be fired, that's probably the way. I like it, you know.
It's like that guy who I think he worked for Southwest and he wanted to quit, and so he like got on the PA system and just did some like I'm out of here kind of thing, and then pulled the emergency door and went down the slide onto the runway.
What? That he did that?
Yeah.
That is awesome.
No, he ended up in jail. It wasn't great for him.
Oh.
Yeah. So maybe
that's
just
not good.
So just last thing on this whole thing with your boss. Yeah. Do you say Helio to make him angry? Because that's not how you say his name. You know that,
say
right?
his name?
It's Helio. If you pronounce the H, you're doing it incorrectly.
Oof. Okay, so I've been saying his name wrong this whole time.
I assumed that was one of the pranks, and you were just digging in.
I thought it was Hey.
It's not Hey Leo.
Hey Leo.
No.
That's
It's Helio.
Helio.
Like H doesn't even exist.
Well, he's invited me to go hang out with him in Brazil, so
You might not be coming back from that trip. That might be a setup. I wouldn't go.
that would be the best case scenario.
Yeah, I wouldn't go.
We're going to cause some serious damage. Like, we're going to do some serious rioting, and we're going to have some fun. And should I be saying that? No, we probably should cut.
You have a different definition of fun than I do, but I'll leave that between the two of you guys.
We're
okay,
single Pringles and ready to mingle, bro.
there you go. That's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. You too. That'd be a dangerous combination.
Oh gosh, that's not good.
Yeah, you can find him on any and all of the dating apps if you're interested.
Not true.
No, just the one.
I'm a professional.
No, okay. Indy 500. You've heard of it,
Yes,
right?
I have.
So you've done it before.
Well, I had an engine failure on lap 4 last year.
But you did the when I say the 500, I mean the all-encompassing event that is Indy 500, right?
Yes. Look, it's a very busy event. I'm gonna tell you. I feel like driving is the easiest part of the job at this point. Like, the last couple of days have been seriously busy. I think we finished Monday practice. I slept that night, so that was real cool.
That's neat.
And I woke up early. PJ to New York. Thanks, boss, Jim Meyer. He's the man. And then a couple of interviews, more than a couple actually, and dinner. Fly back to Indianapolis yesterday morning. Community day, school day, something.
Community day. Yeah.
Community day. Back to the 500. Back to the track. Sorry. Photo shoot. Went to the gym. Did interviews from the treadmill.
Okay.
That was pretty cool.
Okay. Like phone interviews, or they were okay
No, they were also like
in person.
Zoom
Okay.
interviews.
Were you like running or just like at a brisk walk?
It was a brisk walk, but my
Okay.
heart rate was elevated. It was
Okay.
probably a zone 2 exercise, so I was
Got it.
kind of like,
No, you're moving.
yeah. So the car was,
So these weren't like fitness interviews, and you had to be on a treadmill. You just needed to move and had interviews to do. So you put the two things together.
honestly, I needed to just get moving a little bit, because I'd been sitting down stationary for so many days. Like, I just felt not very good. Felix and I both were like, what I would do to just like move my body for an afternoon. So I don't know how good those interviews are. Probably horrendous. Not as bad as this one, but
No, God, no. I promise you, it's not as bad as this one. So, coming into your second month of May, was there? I guess what was one thing that you are glad you knew coming into May that as a rookie last year you didn't know and maybe kind of caught you off guard?
wow, that's a good question. I honestly feel like I'm still learning every single day. Like every day I'm eyes wide shut.
Yep.
Is that a thing?
I think I might see your problem, actually. We'll talk offline, but we might be able to. It's going to go a lot smoother from here on out, I promise you.
It's an emotional roller coaster this month. Like some days are so good and I couldn't tell you why. And then some days are horrendous and I probably could tell you
You got
why.
a better idea as to why, yeah.
Yeah. Like last Saturday was one for the record books, one for the personal record books.
Yeah.
If there was a Guinness World Record book for my life, that'll be a chapter dedicated to Saturday.
What would the title of that chapter be?
Make sure the air balance is right.
Noted. Okay, but look, and I'm sure you've talked so much about all of this, but sorry, that's the nature of the job. You had your incident on Saturday. It was what it was.
You were calling it, by the way.
It was.
Did you enjoy that?
No, I'd never enjoy that. You kidding me? It's not what you want to see. I've been there. I've done that. It sucks.
It was kind of interesting to, when I watched it back 800 times with all the separate media departments. You guys are like spot on with your commentary about what I'm experiencing in the car, right?
Again, been there.
I think it was Townsend that was like, okay, he's a bit high here. He's a bit afraid to turn in. He's clearly on the nose. And then you've said something like he's hit his knees here. There's nothing worse than hitting your knees during that crash.
Yeah.
But you guys have got to like spot on. So it's like you've done that before.
We're doing our job. Okay, well, so let's not talk about the crash. I want to talk about something else I have unfortunately experience with, and that's Sunday. So what happened Saturday leads you to have to go to Sunday. Just the emotion of and the panic and the awful feeling in your gut that is bump day.
Man, I can't even describe it. Like
It's so worse.
no, I'm gonna say Saturday was the worst. Sunday was the most nerve-wracking.
Right.
Because you're sitting there watching everybody go, and you're just sitting in that engineering office all day. And I watched McLaughlin's crash, and as a driver, you know when a car is on the limit, right? When you're watching it on TV. And I saw his first lap, and I saw his second lap, and I was like, man, why are you still pushing? Like you're so like the car is skating, like you're so trimmed, like it's practice, man. Like I couldn't even watch the TV. In the end, I like looked away from the TV and just watched the live timing, and then I was just watching the live timing, like kind of scratching, like oh my gosh, I'm nervous watching this. Sure enough, goes yellow, and you just know, like, and so the whole day I'm like nervous, just watching everybody go. And then I was like, I got to a certain point and I was like, I'm not going to watch any more TV because like when I get in the car, you just got to do your thing, right? You just got to trust it. Like you said, you actually texted me and said, trust the damn thing. And that's like maybe the best advice I received on Sunday.
Yeah.
So it's just like, got to clear my head, just do the job. And, we were fairly downforced for that run. Probably not as much as you would have thought, but, we're safe on downforce, so we weren't going to have any massive surprises. It's just got to go out there, do the job.
But on those 4 laps, like, are you just listening for something to go wrong? Are you waiting for a twitch or a cough of the engine, something that could just throw the whole thing out the window?
No, I wasn't waiting for a cough of the engine. I trusted Honda, but I got to say that on the out lap and the prep lap, I'm like, now I'm super like, okay, where are we? Okay, what do I need to do before we even start? Because the day before, I was like, on the out lap, I was thinking, ooh, this is a bit crispy. This is
a bit sharp.
This is a bit sharp, but it's fast. When I go to mode 2,
this thing gonna scream.
This thing's gonna be fast. But on that occasion, or the whole of Sunday, I was kind of like, yeah, I'm going to go a bit right. I'm going to go a bit forward. I'm not going to, on the weight checker and bars, like I'm just going to be a bit conservative here. And so I was like, my senses were super heightened on that warm-up lap. And when I'm actually in the rhythm, you know what it's like. You hit your marks and you do the best you can.
So starting from where you are, do you have a plan for the race yet? Do you know what to expect going into turn one from back there?
What do I expect? That's my favorite question. What do I expect from the first lap? Because you could never predict an IndyCar start, but I'm surrounded by some very quick cars. Let me ask you this: what would you be doing if you were starting P30 at the Indy 500?
Make sure your brakes are warm on the last pace lap.
Oh, real?
Yeah.
Okay.
Turn one's pretty gnarly in a 30-car draft.
Yeah.
There is no air.
Oh man.
You will be in third gear and like 120 miles an hour.
Okay, I completely agree. But last year Dario said that to me as well when I was starting maybe 16, and Dixon, who was starting right behind me, I don't think he even lifted. Like, I think he went round T1 flat on the high line, on the cushion.
Yep.
Yeah. Using the cushion.
Just sitting up on the right rear.
Yeah. The whole way around the first corner. Past about
If the
10
outside's
cars.
free, take it. But 15th and 30th, it's twice as bad.
Yes.
Numbers, math.
Well, I think it's Colton starting ahead of me.
Sure.
History says he's going to do something interesting.
So sit back and watch.
Sit back and watch.
You're gonna have your you're gonna have your popcorn, and you're just gonna be watching.
Probably won't have my popcorn. I'll probably have my hand on that bar. About to go.
steering with your knee, and you've got both bars just ready to go. Well, I'm gonna have my popcorn up in the booth watching. I look forward to seeing what kind of trouble you can get into, buddy. Best of luck.
Thanks, mate. Thank you very much. I'm happy I haven't cancelled myself on this interview.
Yet.
Good job.